Kansas City University creates a new strategy to bring more doctors and dentists into rural areas. I'm Lonnie Walton in Joplin. I'll have that story coming up.
Plus, a donation with heart aims to improve recovery for cardiac patients in Joplin. And a car crashes off an overpass onto railroad tracks in Newton County.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A report from the National Rural Health Association shows that physician shortages continues to grow. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. That study showing the burnout and staffing shortages are making a problem even worse. Now, multiple groups are coming together to address the problem right here in the 4 states. KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports the goal is to fast-track students from underserved areas into careers as doctors and dentists.
We need more medical professionals in this region.
Chris Childers is the Dean of Arts and Sciences at Pitt State University. Addressing the shortages of doctors and dentists in the 4-state area is why Kansas City and Joplin, MSSU, Pitt State, and 8 community colleges are teaming up.
And if we're going to really improve health outcomes in rural communities, we've got to have better access to health care, which means more healthcare providers.
The program aims to provide high school students a fast track to becoming a doctor or a dentist.
I think we all hope to see is students in high schools from these small towns and rural communities go through this pathway. So in many cases that would be attending a community college for a year and then coming to Missouri Southern State University or Pitt State University.
Not only that, these educators hope these students won't forget where they came from.
So it's so important that we work together long term to keep talent here, to grow that talent, to provide opportunities.
Students who have a substantial background of growing up in rural communities, smaller communities, are much more likely to return and establish practices in those types of communities.
Now, normally these schools are about competition for students in athletics and more, but for this cause, they're pulling it together.
We're all here to serve students, and I think it's exciting that the opportunities that will be provided.
I think today was a historic day because we are today one team.
And professionals I spoke to today says the biggest thing they want to see is change. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
KCU Joplin officials say nearly 65% of primary care health professional shortages are in rural areas and less than 12% of physicians practice there. Well, it remains scorchingly hot out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it is super hot, super humid. Of course, it's summertime. It could be worse. It looks like we're going to stay fairly steady over the next couple days. It doesn't mean that I'm giving you great news. Hot and humid sticking around all week long. Our temperatures, 4 highs, actual temperature mainly into the mid 90s, but our humidity is going to be high. That means heat indices in that 100 to 105 range. Not much in the way of rain chances over the next several days due to a dome of high pressure sitting on top of us. It keeps all the storms out to our west and also to our north. Through the evening, it's still going to be hot. 90s, 80s, mid 70s. Later on tonight, it's 94 in Joplin. It's 93 in Pittsburgh. So a slow drop tonight. We are going to look at the rest of the week and see when we have those rain chances, all coming up here in a bit.
Catch in a few. Doctors say patients need extra support after surgery, and a donation from the Arvest Foundation and Mercy Joplin will help provide that. Arvest donation will be used to help buy cardiac recovery pillows for patients healing from open heart surgery. The heart-shaped pillows can provide comfort, reduce pain, and protect a patient's incision site. The $4,000 donation will help provide these pillows for at least 200 patients. Those who work with heart surgery patients say these pillows have a big impact in helping with recovery.
Heart surgery involves so many people, and it affects so many people that I think it's a major community issue, and having other partners in the community realize that it's an important health concern and partnering with us to support our patients and our team, I'm beyond grateful to see that.
This is one of several projects the Arvest Foundation has helped provide with Mercy. Mercy staff say previous donations have provided potentially life-saving equipment, including free mammograms, a fetal monitor, and an infant warmer. Piece by piece, the old Freeman building in Joplin is officially coming down. Crews started the demolition today on the site at 20th and Sargent. The century-old structure, which has been vacant for several years, is being cleared to make way for future redevelopment. City of Joplin is helping with the removal of asbestos and demolition of the building using American Rescue Plan Act funding. The site was previously owned privately, but has been donated to the Economic Security Corporation, who plans to develop affordable housing on that property. Authorities in Newton County, Missouri respond to reports of a car crashing off an overpass. That call came in around 1 o'clock this morning just off South Duquesne Road. According to the report, a car left the roadway to the right, struck a guardrail, and drove through the trees to the tracks below. The engineer of an oncoming train actually saw the taillights and had enough time to stop that train. Authorities report 2 people in the car. One was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Rail traffic resumed about 2 hours later. The Nevada Griffins hope to make a deep run in their long-awaited return to the Mink League playoffs. Sports director Ryan Blank has a preview of tonight's matchup coming up later in sports. But up first, walking in someone else's shoes.
Working to fulfill a prophecy, a group of Native Americans walking from California to Washington, D.C. to bring unity to this country. I'm Ty Parks, and I'll have that story come.
A mission with a message has brought a Native American group to Miami, Oklahoma. Moccasins Across America is a prayer and healing walk that started in California in May. Participants are walking to Washington, D.C., and they expect to arrive there in October. A gathering is taking place in Miami as the group is heading to the next state. All tribes and all people are welcome to join them on the walk.
And what we like to see, the result of our compassionate support, is to see that they had an encounter with the presence of God, and we hope that they walk away, trusting again in God.
We're going to hear from the co-founder about what inspired this walk specifically tonight at 10. The Royals and Redbirds look to keep their playoff hopes alive. Ryan has a preview of tonight's matchup later in sports.
Plus, it looks like our Heat sticking around at least the next few days. We're going to check that out coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be hot and humid once again for us today. Unfortunately, this trend has now lasted several days across the region. It doesn't look like it's going to loosen its grip anytime soon. Maybe some changes, especially once we get toward the beginning of August, which is right around the corner. But looking outside, we have this big dome of high pressure centered right on top of us, so it keeps any thunderstorms way out to our west and to our north. And the result for us is it stays hot and it stays mainly dry and it stays humid. All right, let me walk you through the next few days. Here's Wednesday morning, muggy, soupy start, mid-70s to kick off the day, near 90 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, partly sunny skies, 93, 94, 95, 96 for afternoon highs. We are going to be tracking a few thunderstorms to our west tomorrow night. We can't rule out by Thursday morning 1 or 2 guys get into our far northwestern counties. However, most of you are going to end up staying dry. We get the same thing again Thursday afternoon, 94, 95, 96 degrees. Again, a few random thunderstorms, far northwestern counties, maybe a little bit of a better shot. A couple of these guys get into Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fredonia as we go into Thursday night and Friday morning. But again, most of us hot and dry across the region. Most of the rain looks like it's going to stay along that I-35 and I-70 corridors out to our west and also to our north. So we stay hot and dry again on Wednesday, 90 by noon, 94 by 4. I think high temp right around 95 degrees. Great shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, Tower Cam. We are looking off toward the north and to the east. And look at our humidity. These are our dew points in a degree form. Look at this, 70 to about 75. That puts us into that soupy range, and that's where we're going to sit over the next few days. And that's why we have these heat indices about 100 to about 102. We're going to do this again as we go into your Wednesday. So heat indices up right around 100 to about 104. Of course, they come down at night, then they go back up again on Thursday. Heat indices about 100 to about 104 degrees. So pretty much what we have had, what you see outside now is what we're going to get. Light little breeze next couple days, southerly winds, gusts kind of 15 to 20. We'll see this on Wednesday, also into your Thursday as well. So here's that big dome of high pressure, the heat dome, very typical for this time of the year. It keeps the monsoon moisture kind of rotating across the northern plains. I do see some changes. It's going to take a little while. The ridge breaks down a hair as we head toward Friday, but notice how it kind of sits near us all the way through early next week. So it keeps all the rain toward the north. But as it continues to shift off toward the west, the difference is going to be our little waves of moisture will start to get back in. So that means we'll return to showers and thunderstorms every few days once we get into the beginning of August, which, hey, we'll definitely need by then. It's already getting a little brown out there in spots. 95 on your Wednesday, 96 Thursday, 97 on Friday, mid-90s, hot, humid over the weekend, staying into the 90s all next week.
It's always too much rain or too little rain.
I know.
We're never satisfied.
We need that average in the middle.
Yeah, no such thing as average. Thanks, Doug. People who lose weight using weight loss drugs, yeah, they tend to regain at least some of that weight after they stop taking those drugs. A study published in Biomed Central found the amount of weight regained varies based on the specific drug used, but in some cases, patients regained nearly half the weight they lost. The research showed people typically started regaining weight 2 months after stopping weight loss medications. More evidence that any exercise is better than no exercise. A study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine looked at people with diabetes and found weekend warriors, or people who only exercise on weekends, had around a 20% lower risk of death than people who are inactive. Even diabetes patients who exercise less than the recommended 150 minutes a week reduced their risk of death. We've all heard laughter is the best medicine. Turns out there might be something to that. Studies show laughter is associated with a number of benefits and can positively affect the immune system, stress levels, heart health, pain, and mental health. Experts with UCLA Health and Mayo Clinic have a simple suggestion to take advantage of this. Be an easy laugh. Find the humor in the people and places around you and look up funny videos on the internet. No shortage of those. Still ahead, the Royals will have a new man on the mound tonight against the Cubs. We're going to learn all about him. Plus, the Labette Griffins are 1 win away from the Mink League Championship Series. We'll preview their semifinals matchup. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. The White House pushes for new trade deals as the latest tariff deadline nears. Plus, Congress looks into the role drones could play in maintaining air safety. And kids of all ages kick up their heels at a clogging pop-up class in Pittsburgh. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Labette County Fair in Oswego, Kansas started the day with a poultry show, giving exhibitors a chance to showcase their birds as the fair celebrates its 114th year. The fair also featured more livestock events today, including the Bucket Calf Show and the Beef Show. For one exhibitor, showing their livestock means knowing some difficult questions.
You have to name all the body parts of your chickens and make sure your chicken's calm and everything.
I don't know all the body parts myself, but I can tell you many of them at least are delicious. The fair runs through this coming Saturday. The heat is going to run through this Saturday and beyond.
Yeah, unfortunately, mid-90s. At least we're not seeing triple digits, but our heat index is in the triple digits, anywhere from about 100 to about 106 over the next several days. Not much of the way of rain chances. I do think that will start to sneak back in the forecast, especially late next week, which is going to be August moving in. Crazy. I mean,
and by then we'll be ready for some rain.
Yeah, we'll need it
sure.
by then.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.